AdoptUSKidsAware.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service Ad Council and your state forester.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit AdoptUSKids.org, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit AdoptUSKids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your fun?
Do flowers have best friends?
I don't know.
Hey, look.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
In the wake of a disaster, what one thing can you send that will help people the most? A blanket, a tent, a sandbag, a doctor. Actually, if you send a monetary donation, you send all these things. Even a small donation can make a big impact and can quickly become exactly what people affected by disaster need most.
In the wake of a hurricane, your monetary donation can make a huge difference to those in need. To donate, visit supporthurricanerelief.org. That's supporthurricanerelief.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hello, thank you for listening to WFMCJams.com, Internet Radio. We want to make sure that you listen to some more great music coming from Opry Mills Mall the first Saturday of every month, live on WFMC Jams, hosted by PCG. It is Opry Mills Unplugged. You can hear them from 1 o'clock to 5 p.m., again, first Saturday every month, here on WFMCJams.com.
Welcome to Midnight Madness.
I look at Midnight Madness for the novice as the gateway drug to the festival experience.
Midnight Madness, Midnight Madness, Midnight Madness, yeah.
Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it.
And now the Midnight Madness Show. Here's your host, the DJ Doctor.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Mark, your DJ Doctor. Coming from a beautiful kind of, it would look like a stormy day today. Now it's coming out red sunlit clouds. It's beautiful out there. We're in downtown Manchester, Tennessee. The home and the mecca of all of Tennessee is right here. Not Nashville, not Memphis.
Right now?
Not right now. It's right here. We want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening. We've got a good show for you tonight. We're out and about. We're still doing music, man. Music lives. Music will conquer all. So if you got a sunburn, a little music will take care of that. You got a little coronavirus, music will take care of that. You got a headache, music will take care of that. You got a issue, music will take care of that. So we're gonna give you a little love, a little music love tonight. So with me, as always, is the one.
Say that deeper, like Barry White or something.
A little music love tonight. Hello, baby. I sound more like Chef from the.
I think so.
Hello, children. Ooh. Sorry. It's going to be one of them shows already tonight. Little music tonight, baby. We're going to throw it over to the Hillbilly Heartthrob, the one and the only Hillbilly Heartthrob. Jason, how you doing?
I'm wonderful.
We all got to talk with that Barry White. Whoa. Kind of voice. Kind of scary. People are tuning this off right now.
That could be. Yeah, they're running away as fast as they can.
Some dang monster movie or something tonight.
Godzilla!
Oh, Tokyo just closes down right there. Speaking of that, last time I saw a live concert, Godzilla was sitting next to me. Anyways, that's how long ago it's been.
Wow.
It's been that long. But we got live music on the internet, and we're doing that tonight. So
yes.
Before we get to our guest tonight, we want to say, hey, thank you to Chris at heatfmradio.com. Check out. We're going to have Ace's Grinder House show. Will go on at 9 o'clock Central Time tomorrow morning. I lied. 8 o'clock Central Time. Well,
Correct.
I lied again. It's 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So 7 to 9 is Ace's Grinder House. And then from 9 till 6 will be followed up by a vinyl show. So so check out that. That'll be on Chris's show tomorrow at heatfmradio.com. And then you can check us out tonight live at that show. And then also in Muscle Shoals, Florence, Alabama, and Alabama Jams. I want to thank Lisa T down there, David Havens, and all the good people down there. So, howdy, guys. And Asa is on live with us right now. We see Asa just popped up. Hey, Asa, we're promoting your place. If you want to get a good coffee when all this blows over, you want to get something good to eat with good shows, you got to go check out the Grinder House whenever. Check Asa's website. He'll let you know when it's okay to come back and get back to it. So, everything is just kind of crazy, topsy-turvy right now. So, you know what? We just fight and we go on through it.
That's right.
We do want to say, our prayers and all that to the Joe Diffie family.
Also Jan Howard family.
Jan Howard. And then also, to John Prine. And it looks like John Prine is doing better.
Jackson Brown as well.
Yeah, Jackson Brown, I heard. So, you know what? Let's just get over this. Let's just kick this thing in the butt here in the next couple of weeks, and let's get back to life. We're going to be a different America when this is all over with, and in some cases it might be good. So, in some cases, we're just going to change for the better. So, with that, I said my hellos to everybody but Brian, the IT guru. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing good, kids.
Hello, Brian. Good Lord. You can't take us nowhere, man. We can't run a decent show without just being goofy. Oh, my God. Well, Brian puts this thing on, and we're glad he does because he gets us all over everywhere.
The guest is sitting there trying to figure out how he can get away from the camera long as get out the door.
If I sneak out will they even know I'm gone? So, bless his heart. Let's go ahead and get right to the guest. Oh, I should say, not with us tonight is Rebecca.
Yes.
Miss Velvet Presley. Her schedule has changed again at work. She's working from home. Thank you for Verizon. Verizon gave her all the stuff she needs to work from home so she can stay safe and they can continue to do business. And it was pretty cool to see her in operation at home, talking to the customers and taking care of problems. And it's a great job. So thank you, Verizon, for taking care of Rebecca and, doing this while all this is
when
going
are we getting
on.
our free internet out of this deal?
Yeah,
that's my
show's
lie.
sponsored by Verizon. We're all getting new cell phones, the brand new stuff, new service. So, Rebecca, we'll see you in a little while. So, Jason has apparently we're inhaling Coke here,
Coca-Cola
through our esophagus. Yes. So, are you able? You okay? You need a little Heimlich or anything?
No, thank you.
Wasn't he a German swimmer, Heimlich?
He might have been.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest before he really does leave?
Right. We have Mr. Logan Ramp.
Logan Ramp's on the show with us tonight. How you doing, Logan?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're glad you're here. We're going to go ahead and let you just kick off and play a tune real quick, and let's get back to chatting with you.
Okay, cool. Let's start out with this is relatively new, but
okay.
This is my Keep It On song. It's called Wheels Keep Turning on a New Rocky Road.
There you go.
The sun is risen at the southern sky. Oil's changing, I'm ready to ride. Leaving my worries shattered in glass. Life I once knew would disappear, and I hit the gas. It's miles and miles and it's tolls that I pay. It's a ride of my life and I must take this way. Flattening the valleys on the mountains I roam. The wheels keep turning on the new rocky road. I'll travel this road as far as it will go. Smiles and tight and this road keeps stretching on. Mine has played back that same old song. And all those better days and I'm closing in. So I put on the cruise. Hope this ride never ends. It's miles and miles and there's tolls that I'll pay. It's a ride of my life in a Mustang's way. Flatland of valleys on mountains I roam. The wheels keep turning on the new rocky road. I'll travel this road as far as it will go. Miles, tolls I'll pay. Ride of my life, I'll take this way. Flatland of valleys, mountains I roam. Wheels keep turning and turning and turning and turning and turning and turning. It's miles and miles and there's tolls that I'll pay. It's a ride of my life and I must take this way. Flatland of valleys, on mountains I roam. The wheels keep turning on the new rocky road. I'll travel this road as far as it will go. I'll travel this road as far as it will go.
The hot licks of Logan Ramp.
Oh, thank you very much.
Or we should do the new intro, Logan Ramp. Yeah. Well, how you doing, Logan?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Despite all this, but
yeah,
you know, as you said, we're going to come out a stronger America after this one.
Absolutely. We're going to change some things. Some things are going to get, I guess, fine-tuned. I think we're going to figure out a different way to do things. And
yeah,
looks like I could be doing drum lessons via the internet, which is a cool thing, even though it's not first hand, which is what I'd rather be. We'll figure out a way to make this thing work.
Absolutely.
So, life will go on. Music will go on. We're strong with music. We're always stronger with music. So, our artist friends that are out there, our hearts go out for you. You guys are people have no idea what you guys go through. One, you don't get money when you're playing. It's hard to get money to meet the bills. And then when everything's shut down, whew, it's rough. And no one's hiring right now. So when this all breaks, man, hopefully you guys will come back and be strong. So we're going to find out who's the strongest and the fittest out there in the music world. So hang in there, guys. We're doing our part, and us and other people that's affiliated and friends of ours, we're all doing our part to try to get more exposure with these guys. So I'm going to say it right now since we're kind of segued into it. This Thursday night, 7 o'clock, Credenda will be our guest on Facebook Live. They'll have their page. They'll be doing off their page. We'll be putting it on our page, and it will be spread out amongst all of our friends and other social pages that we have. And Brian does a great job getting it on Twitch and YouTube and all that good stuff. So check that out. Starts at 7 o'clock, and that's Nashville time. This coming Thursday, and you can check it out on WFNCJams.com or virtual concerts. Either one, it's going to be on all of those. So check it out. We'd love to have these artists on there, and if you're interested in playing, just slip us a line on the instant message on Facebook, and it's WFNC Jams on Facebook. So let's get these guys out there. We're trying to consolidate you guys. Instead of you just doing your own show on a Thursday night by yourself, and only your listeners, which we hope you have a lot of listeners, but we take yours plus ours plus other pages and combine that. We're trying to get a bigger bang for the buck for you guys. So check that out. Logan, where do you come from? What was home?
Originally, I am from a little town called St. Paul, Indiana. It's almost halfway between Indianapolis and Cincinnati, right off I-74.
I've been through it many, many times. I've lived in Indianapolis for 21 years. Mm-hmm. So went to Greenfield and went to Cincinnati many, many times. We just had somebody on the show from Greenfield, Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
Not too long ago. So how long did you live there? When did you move away from there?
Well, I came to Belmont University in 2009.
Okay.
So I went to college here, and then after graduation, I stayed and been here ever since.
Well, that's cool.
Full time.
So you've been here, a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, what do you think of Nashville? Is it everything you all thought it was when you first got here?
It's totally changed from when I came here in 2009.
Yeah.
Like, I remember parking in a lot right next to a club in downtown Nashville for $15.
Yeah.
Now you're lucky to get 35.
Yeah, I know it.
But beside the point, there's been, despite all the changes, I mean, people moving here, everything being built and everything, it's, the thing about this town is, musically you can find so much.
Yes.
And, of course, country music is definitely the biggest of them all.
Right.
But, beside the point, it's, everybody here is either, even if they don't do music full time, they're doing music on the side and recording, putting great music out there. I mean, I had a boss that I worked for about 2 years that said the world still needs more great music. So
it always does.
And
I think that was one of the very first things Brian said when we started this radio station. He goes, "Let's get good music back on the radio.
Right.
Let's find, and if they won't put our artists on the radio, we'll make a radio station and put you on it."
Right.
Great music is out there, my God, and no one hears it. So that's our job, is to try to get you guys on the radio station. And I listen to a lot of music, and I watch TV that's got music on there, and I go, the people that's on our station is good, if not better, than some of the stuff you see on big channels, promoting big shows. And they got some great artists, but they don't have our artists. They don't have these guys down here that are just killing it on a nightly basis. So
our goal was to get good music on the station, and the first CD was Loaded was mine.
Well, we had to start somewhere. If you start at the bottom, all you can do is build the way up.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
As long as you keep going.
Yeah. But, hey, if you want a CD of his, they make great coasters. You can buy them in a set of 4 for only $4.95.
They also help level legs on
furniture and tables and stuff. You take a few of them to like the restaurant. You can just put them underneath there. You got a wobbler table.
That's right.
He has a good CD out. He really does. So I think you're out of them, aren't you?
I am.
Hey, just for another $10,000, we can go ahead and promote some. Get some more made for you.
That's right. I need to.
You just go ahead and give me that $10,000 now. And after the coronavirus is over,
let me write you a check.
Yeah. Well, we both just lost on that one. How old were you when you got into the music side? What turned you on to music?
I've had musical phases all the way from the little children's cassettes that I listened to when I was, I know what a cassette is, born 1990. But, I actually held up a Walkman when I was substitute teaching, and I was like, anybody know what this is? And they're like, no.
A Walkman?
One of those CD Walkmans.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's beside the point.
No, I get that with him because he was born in 1977, the year I graduated. So
music has been a part of my family in one way or another. Both. Yeah. So my dad's mother, my grandmother, plays piano. And has off and on in churches for years.
Cool.
Her mom, my great grandmother, was an absolute fabulous piano player. Played in churches up until right around my great grandfather passed away, and
she played, actually, piano up until she was about 92, 93.
Oh, wow.
And, of course, she lived in it 98 years. But that's kind of where it started with my dad's side. When, because my dad grew up in the 70s, so...
I like your dad already. That's
yeah,
cool.
My dad and my mom grew up in the 70s, so I kind of started with the music they grew up with. And, when I was a little kid, the format classic rock was really taking off on radio stations.
Right.
So, there was that. I remember listening to, when I was 5 years old, the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time when they got back together for Hell Freezes Over. Now, my mother's side, of course, my grandfather was a trucker, and he loved good country music, and like actually found reel-to-reels of him, audio reels of like country countdowns that he would record.
Oh, wow!
In the 70s, and
wow,
so
that has to be cool stuff to listen to.
So. I mean, John. Of course, his favorite artist was Johnny Cash.
Right.
So, there's always music playing around the home when I was a kid, and then it just became an obsession after I started playing guitar when I was about 10.
Okay.
And I had this crazy idea of wanting to do it and come to Nashville when I was 16, and it was the best crazy idea that I ever had. So yeah.
I'm sorry. Barbara out there just sent a message. She goes, "You guys get some awesome musicians, including Jason Adams. His CDs do make great coasters."
Thanks, Barbara.
We love Barbara.
Right. I love Barbara.
Daniel. Oh, man. These two, man, the mother-son team that's coming here, not coming here, but on our internet right now, just crack me up. Again, you can check them out. That'd be Credenda. You can check out their Facebook page this Thursday night, as well as on WFNCJams.com. We're going to just promote and just push this music every
Absolutely.
Thursday night, virtualconcerts.us. So,
now, we're going to continue the Midnight Madness show as long as we can on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
As long as we can keep the artists coming in, we're going to keep spitting them out as much as we can.
You know what? If I'll come in and we'll do a show and we'll turn the camera this way, and some of our funniest shows have been that way.
Oh, yeah.
The Midnight Madness show is not going to die. We're not stopping. We are not stopping.
Right.
If Brian's tired of doing it, he can just turn the camera on us and just go take a nap, which is what he does most of the time.
Yeah.
Brian, are you listening to Lightning 100 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you are. Didn't even listen to us.
Let's jump into a song.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Logan. What do you want to play next?
Well, I think I'm going to play one of my more Mississippi Hill country kind of tunes.
Okay.
I released an EP with just me and a guitar about a year ago called Meet Me in Hill Country.
Okay.
Majority of it is me and a guitar, except for one song where I played with Junior Kimbrough's song, Robert Kimbrough Sr.
Okay.
And actually I might play that song later, but this is the title track, Meet Me in Hill Country. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean the blues, like I never met my great-grandfather on my mom's side, her mom's dad, but from what I heard, he played slide with a butter knife and played a lot of blues, and it kind of just indirectly found its way to me, so
that'll work.
It's called Meet Me in Hill Country. Meet me in the hill country. We'll get our guitars out and we'll play. We'll sit on the porch, pick and stomp until the break of day. That's our way. Come with me to the hill country.
in the hills of Mississippi. Past the cotton patches of Tennessee. They'll all sit and scream and shout until the break of day. That's our way. Come with me, hill country. Hill country. Let's play the blues like your daddies used to play. We'll sit on the porch, scream and shout until the break of day. That's our way. Come with me to the hill country. Break of day, that's our way. Come with me to the hill country.
Mr. Logan Ramp on the slide guitar right now. So do you have bluegrass influences at you at all? Any kind of...
Yeah. As far as bluegrass, Tony Rice, really like Ricky Skaggs, Doc Watson, Lester. I really like Lester's playing.
Yeah. Good. You have a little bit of that in you. You can, even though you're doing blues and slide, you got a little bit of bluegrass feel to it.
Right.
So, which is cool, which is really cool. So,
I mean, my grandfather was from Kentucky, my mom's side, so it's kind of came with the territory.
Yeah, so. You got that in your skin no matter what now. You're stuck with it. So that's good. That's good. Now, when did you start writing songs? How old were you when that came around?
I was 14 when I wrote my first song.
Okay.
It was a very, very cheesy song for a girl that my best friend in junior high was dating.
Uh-oh.
Quote, unquote, dating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I always say the song's not for her. It was inspired by her. I mean, that's where it all started. Like, I no longer play that song, but, you know, it's because of those songs the way I'm writing now.
Yeah. Now, do you kind of get struck by lightning for songs, or do you have to sit down and go, I think I'm going to write about something today, or is it that struck by lightning? You just all of a sudden, boom, there's a melody, or boom, there's a lyric?
It depends on the song. Like, sometimes I'll have a groove in mind, and I have a subject title in mind, and just kind of and then it just, you know, comes out. But usually the lightning struck songs are the ones where it's like, okay, this is going to be good. And sometimes there's a subject area that'll come up, but I don't like to think a whole lot when I write. I mean,
it flow.
And there's people who are like, we got to write every day. I'm like, I wish I could. I mean, but because the thing about writing songs, like, anytime I write a song, the odds of me playing it again has to be very high.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some songs are better than others.
Right.
But, you know, Glenn Frey used to say, you know when you write a good song. And, I mean, I'm sure he wrote a lot of songs he never played, and him and the Eagles never played, but you know, those songs that ended up being really good, he had to play for the rest of his life. So.
I love Joe Walsh's line when he's talking about Rocky Mountain Way. He goes, "Yeah, I wrote this song. If I'd known I was going to have to sing it the rest of my life, I'd have wrote something different." But hey, he's laughing all the way to the bank, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you look at all the stuff Ronnie played, and they're still playing it today, you know. How many times we're going to hear "Sweet Home Alabama"?
Oh, yeah.
You know? And even they knew it was a hit right then because they even said, "Turn it up," right out the very bat. They knew that song was a hit.
The thing about that too, that was actually an accident.
Yes.
For the "Turn It Up," he was wanting more level.
Yeah.
And his I believe it was Ed King's guitar. He wanted more of it, and he said, "Turn it up."
Turn it up.
Of course, back in those days, they kind of just left everything running up, and then they would edit out. But they heard that and just left it.
Yeah, I love all those. I love all those. It's the double piano part in old time rock and roll. It's not supposed to be there. They played it. They went start again. So that opening piano riff that you hear, it's only supposed to be one piano riff. It was an accident and never got edited off the tape. So when it was sent to Bob Seger, when Bob Seger got it, it was just two piano parts. The beautiful part is they couldn't emulate it like they wanted to in Detroit, so it's still the Swampers. It's the original. It's the demo tape is what you hear on the radio. That's the demo tape. Pure mistake, you know. What's the one the Beatles did where the guitar feedbacks? I feel fine.
I feel fine.
That was actually when George puts his guitar down, and it fed back into the amp. And then say, well, oh, that's cool. But they cut it and put it at the beginning of the song. I love all that stuff. Just crazy stuff like that. So,
Marty Robbins blew up an amplifier for the.
Yeah.
For
yeah.
one,
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Often don't worry. Blew a rectifier off the board or something and caused that fuzz tone kind of sound.
Yeah. That's where the fuzz pedal comes from.
Yeah.
The origins of it, and unfortunately, the fuzz pedal is one of my least favorite pedals, but
Hendrix made a little pretty penny off of the fuzz tone.
Oh yeah, I mean there were back then there was no such thing as overdrive pedals.
Right.
I mean now, for me, like I could take an overdrive, crank it up all the way, and get that little feedback.
Yeah.
Without the whole hissiness and everything.
Yeah. Equipment has changed some.
Oh yeah.
Quite a bit. Now you got
back in Mark's days, it was all on cylinders.
Yeah, it was on cylinders, and you had to chisel out of granite. It's pretty cool. A 45 for us weighed 35 pounds. Yeah. You only took 2 to the record store. That was it. Hey, can you play these for me? I know my bird's sick. Okay. Sorry. Now, when you write, do you co-write at all, or are you just solely just you?
Lately, I've been co-writing a lot.
Have you?
My roommate, who's back in Georgia right now with her family, she is a music teacher at Glencliff Elementary in Nashville,
Cool.
Metro. I'm known to sub there every now and then. And she and I have been collaborating on a lot of songs lately. And she's helped me out with a lot of cool, hook lines. And, I've had the strengths of coming up with these cool, guitar grooves and everything, but we've written a lot of cool songs.
That's cool.
Not just like I do more of the blues stuff, and then I'll present the lyrics to her, and she'll be like, "Fix this a little bit," and I'll be like, "Okay." I mean, it's kind of like Bernie and Elton, just but me doing the words as well, and
right,
just present it as like, okay,
she
what
kind of fine tunes it,
kind of fine tunes it, yeah.
But that's good though. I mean, artists need that, kind of. But you got to take it right too.
Right.
When they do that, some people get offended, and it's not their way, so they don't like it that way. Let's go ahead and bust back into another song there. I almost called you Daniel. I looked at Daniel's thing here. Logan, let's go ahead and kick another one out.
While I have it in this tune, I'll do another bluesier tune. This is the third song off of the EP.
Okay.
Kind of a little summary story. Kind of like how, what's that? What's the fourth song off of the Boston's first album?
Doggone it.
But anyway, it's kind of like that
More
song. More than feeling, peace of mind.
Long
and there's
play.
long play, and then band out of Boston. I think it was called, but
I can't remember. It could be.
But anyway, it's kind of like that, where it's kind of like a little.
I got it sitting right over there in that file too.
You do?
I believe so. Yes.
Well, I was raised in Indiana around corn and cows. Booze from the Delta knocked me out. Cornfields and cornfields, that's a place I belong. Guitar, cotton patch, music and me, and that's all. Well, I went down to Nashville, made my guitar twang. In the wind and Mr. Johnson sang. Cornfields and cornfields, that's a place I belong. Guitar, cotton patch, music and me, and that's all. You don't know where you come from, or if you're black or white. The music that moves you, that's what makes you feel alive. Cornfields and cornfields, that's a place I belong. Guitar, cotton patch, music and me, and that's all. No matter where you come from, or if you're black or white, the music that moves you, that's what makes you feel alive. Cornfields and cornfields, that's a place I belong. Guitar, cotton patch, music and me, and that's all. Well, the cornfields and cornfields, cornfields and cornfields, cornfields and cornfields, cornfields and cornfields. Guitar, cotton patch, that's all.
Oh yeah. I don't know if we had a slide guitar played on here before like that. Have we? I don't remember.
I think that Travis may have played slide once.
Oh, you're probably right. You're probably right. We don't get a lot of slide guitar players on the show, so it's a nice twist here. You were talking about your EP. Is it available on how would we get it?
You can get it on iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
Just about everything where music is sold.
Now, is it under Logan Ramp or Logan Ramp Music or?
It's just Logan. You can if you search Logan Ramp, it should come right up.
Okay.
You can stream it everywhere except on Amazon Music and Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for personal reasons, but
okay.
At least for this one, I mean, probably the next single I put out, I'm going to put it on Spotify. But
mm-hmm.
I also have physical copies at home too. So
okay.
If I still have people back at home, like, of course, John Denver mentions in song, life is old, they're older than the trees. Like, we're pretty old-fashioned where I come from. Mm-hmm. So, like, they're like, when am I going to get the CD? I'm like, what's that? But, nah. But, yeah, it's I have CDs, I have that all, but if just type in my name, you'll be able to find it.
Okay.
As far as social media is concerned, I have an Instagram and I have a Facebook. music page. The Instagram I use for both, and then I have one for music and one for personal.
Okay.
And sometimes I've found new fans just, randomly add me after watching my live feeds, and then they, like my music page.
And that's what it's supposed to be all about, not arguing and fighting and biting each other out there. Let's just get back to, loving each other and, like the old hippies from the 60s, Grab a tree and hug it and grab each other and hug it. Let's just get back to being what it's supposed to be. Use it as a tool to enjoy other people's company. And you got a lot of great musicians out there, so check it out and listen to Facebook. Use it correctly, people, not sit there and try to tear one another down. I get so frustrated with Facebook and any social media where people are just constantly wanting to run somebody else down. Shut up and figure out something positive to say, because we all need something positive to say.
Exactly.
I don't want to, though.
All right. So we'll mute Mike's, Brian's mic on there, okay?
Yeah, half of my news feed lately has been coronavirus and politics.
Right.
It's just like
3/4 of it.
Yeah. And then when you're in a bad mood and you're hanging from the rafters, it's just it's tiring and it's harmful in its own way.
Exactly.
So,
going back to what you said, hug a tree.
Hug a tree, man.
All I can think of is that scene in Superstar where she's French kissing a tree.
You would think of that, wouldn't you? What's wrong with you? Logan, see why sometimes I just do the show solo? We just mute his mic and we just put him in the corner. I refer to him, but no one really sees him. So
they're lucky that way.
This is why. Superstar.
You mentioned a CD a while ago uses a coaster.
Yeah.
Customers might just ask for another coaster.
Would that work as a Frisbee, too? My dog needs a new toy. I know you from somewhere, Logan. I can't place where I met you.
I was here 4 weeks ago. Playing with Chelsea Jet.
With Chelsea, yes.
I sat there when I know this guy, man. I feel so stupid. I'm like, I couldn't remember where we saw you from. But you're right. So sorry, but knew we knew you. Just couldn't put you in the exact spot. And everything's been going crazy so much anymore. It's like, man, I don't know what happened yesterday. So are you playing with Chelsea at all in Nashville whenever it kind of comes back to normal, I guess? Are you still doing the guitar stuff with her?
Yeah, I do collaborate with her every now and then. I'll still collaborate with others, and of course, now I'm planning on kind of diving more into the artist kind of direction.
Now, are you going to start doing band work, or are you going to go still as a solo artist?
Well, as far as I'll play with a band and everything. Mm-hmm. I did a show March 2nd in Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh, cool! At
an oyster bar.
Oh, wow!
And this oyster bar is not only popular around Montgomery; they're known to be a very popular blues club. And I had the best time too when I played there. But I play usually when I play with a bass player and I play with a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll add a second guitar. Sometimes I'll add a keyboard player. But I plan on doing a little bit more of that once this COVID thing kind of subsides. But but I still I'll still play and still write songs and still do my live feeds.
That's good.
But I'm also planning on recording a song or two this year for singles, and as far as how and where I'm going to do it, because I thought about doing analog tape, and I was like, well, if I could Pro Tools and then bounce it to tape, bounce it back.
Right.
So I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do that, but I plan on recording and doing more of my own music from here.
That's cool. Who's some of your influences? Now, you talked about family being influences, but you also talked about growing up classic rock and the Eagles. Who else kind of, other than the Eagles?
Well, the artist who started it with the guitar for me was Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton, okay.
I was obsessed with Eric Clapton, still am to this day.
Good reason why.
I've seen him 4 times in concert. I saw him on his second to most recent, which would have been his last, in 2010 here, as as a freshman year college kind of present. But big influence on me. Let's see.
Did you like his solo stuff, or did you like him with Cream, or all the above?
All the above.
All the above.
Like I've got even his old Yardbirds recordings.
Yeah, isn't that cool stuff?
It is cool stuff.
Yeah, and him and Jimmy Page and Beck all coming out of that same band, one right after another. Two of them were together. Beck and Page was together for a second.
Yeah, Beck and Page was together.
Yeah, for a second.
After Eric left, he suggested Jimmy Page.
Yep.
Because he's jammed with in the studio with him when the Yardbirds were taking breaks. Because Jimmy was doing sessions in the same studio that the Yardbirds were recording in.
Yeah.
And then that kind of just led to the new Yardbirds, which later became Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And
isn't that wild?
But continuing on, Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimmy Page, John Mayer. Robert Johnson's probably my favorite artist of all time.
Oh, really?
King of the Delta Blues.
Oh, wow.
Blind Willie Johnson, Charlie Patton. Country.
You go way back.
Oh, yeah. Country, it started with Brad Paisley, but then it went into people like Albert Lee and Vince Gill and Danny Gatton.
Yeah.
Artists, Love Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard. As far as, of course, I mentioned some bluegrass influences. Jazz, Wes Montgomery, John Scofield.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Pass. Like, I went through a lot of musical phases. Like, Chicago has actually become a big obsession lately.
The band or the city?
The band.
Terry Cass, my second favorite guitar player of all time.
I mean, Terry, it was because of Terry. Like, I never really, this is one band, like, growing up, surprisingly, I didn't hear much, of their songs growing up, except for their ballads that they did in the late 70s and 80s. And
which ain't Chicago. The ballads is not Chicago,
it's Peter Cetera, basically.
Yeah.
But I watched their documentary that they put out in 2017, and I started watching. I'm like, this band's incredible, and I started listening to their songs, and I bought some of their, some of their vinyl albums. And lately, it's been like Chicago. It's like, I can't believe I missed out on listening to this band for a long time.
Terry Cass blew me away. Yeah. And I've told the story on there several times before, but I was accidentally discovered Chicago by going through my cousin's old albums on a snowy day in Wisconsin when you couldn't get outside, and all there was albums at my cousin's house. Now, it weren't my albums. I didn't know what he had. And I'm pulling out these albums. I'm like, Chicago? Okay. And it was the very first album on there. And I heard
Chicago Transit Authority.
I heard Introduction to Freeform Guitar, and I'm like, what? Surely that ain't real. That guy ain't doing that. And so then I had to go to the next album, and I listened to it, and I heard Beginnings, and I heard all these cool stuff. I'm like, oh, my God. So Terry was my favorite for a long time until I heard Stevie Ray Vaughan. And Stevie kicked it for me, and he's been number one ever since. But Terry's right there, number two ever since, because he played with heart and feeling. When you're playing, you're a different guy tonight than you were when you with Chelsea. Chelsea, you're the support guy. Right. Tonight, you're the main guy. You're kicking the floor. You're stomping the floor. You're looking up in the air. You're feeling it, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. And look at Terry Cass. Watch that old blonde hair of his when he's bouncing around on stage. He's feeling it.
And he also taught us a lesson: if you want to booze, dope, and play with guns, don't do all three at one time.
Don't do that. Yeah, bad mistake. Yeah, leave your stuff home.
Like Chicago, I was actually thinking about going to see them at the Opry, which has been canceled because of obvious reasons.
Right.
But I was like, should I go? Because I love hearing Terry play, and the guitar player they have now is awesome too.
Right.
And I was like, but gigs with his younger brother downtown, and but I was thinking about going to see them and everything, but I was just like, you know what? They're playing a lot of the music that made them popular still. I mean,
right.
They may not be, they may only have 3 original members left.
Yeah, James Pankow and Robert Lamb still with him, right?
Yeah, James Pankow, Robert Lamb, and Lee Lafney are still in the band.
Okay.
Parasiter had to resign 2 years ago because of heart conditions.
Yeah.
And of course, they fired Seraphine in 1990.
Which is sad because I love Danny Seraphine.
Oh yeah, he's got a great Chicago tribute band.
Yeah, I've seen
California Transit Authority.
Yeah, I've seen him live, and I've talked to every one of the members of the band. And everyone in the band has played with everybody from Madonna to Pat Benatar to Rufus. I mean, they all were killer players with somebody else.
Right.
And he played probably 10 Chicago tunes and 10 original stuff. I have his set list here where he signed it for me. I think we took it down because of the water leak. I think it's over there in the pile. But I got to meet Danny after the show. They had a meet and greet. I was one of 3 people in the meet and greet. It's Danny Seraphine from Chicago, for crying out loud. Nobody came back there and talked to anybody. That's when I got to meet all these people and got to talk to them, and they were just the coolest people. And I said, man, Danny, I don't have anything for you to sign. He goes, hey, man. He yelled at the drum tech, go up there and grab my set list. So it's a handwritten set list that he made out. Then he autographed it to me and handed it to me. So I got the whole set list from CTA, which was, California Transit Authority now. Yeah. But, man, what a great band. You're influenced by some killer musicians.
I'm influenced by some killer musicians. And, my style, of course, I always like to say, or some people say, well, I've had blues guys tell me, you play a little twangy. I'm like, okay. And then I hear country guys say, you play a little bluesy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And
then you hear me go, you got a little touch of bluegrass.
Bluegrass.
Yeah.
I was just, I never thought of that because, a lot of the bluegrass I listen to is very old school.
Right.
Of course, I like the Grascals and Nickel Creek and all that, but and the Punch Brothers. But I was raised on Doc Watson and of course Tony Rice and Dan Tominski. I got to see actually Alison Krauss and Union Station play a few tunes. So I'm a big fan of Jerry Douglas.
Oh, monster. Ain't he a monster?
Yes.
Yeah, I got stories about him. We just too long. We need to be on you, but there's some funny stuff with Jerry Douglas. The greatest dobro player that's probably ever walked the planet. Made a huge mistake in front of us one night, and he just looked over and looked at Alice and goes, I just played that in the wrong key tonight. And she goes, yeah. He did the whole riff in a whole different key and took off on. The greatest dobro player on the planet played that, and Ron Block just looked at him, just laughed. I was like, yeah, these guys are killers, man. But let's kick another tune off, because this is going to get away from us real fast here. So
how long we got?
We got time for one more song, it looks like.
One more song, okay. So I'm going to play, let's see. Oh, yeah, I'm going to play, this is brand new, actually. I wrote this last month, finished it up. It's called Take a Walk With Me.
Mm-hmm.
In a parade of hesitation, only want to know your direction. No need to worry, no need to be afraid. Just take a step with me and leap along the way. I have to be mine after just one night. Just you and me, baby, on our own time. Take a walk with me. Let's run hand in hand with the wind in the trees. You in the world, it's as beautiful as can be. So take a little walk with me. Caught up in God's creation, getting high on our affection. Sun's gonna rest and the miles are on our feet. Cuddled up under fireflies, nearly fell asleep. Before you head home and say goodnight. Can we walk hand in hand one more time? Take a walk with me. Let's run hand in hand with the wind in the trees. You in the world, it's as beautiful as can be. So take a little walk with me. Even after these years go by, take a walk, rain, sunshine. No matter what this crazy world will ever give, hand in hand with you, baby, till the very end. Take a walk with me. Let's run hand in hand with the wind in the trees. You in the world, it's as beautiful as can be. So take a little walk with me. Take a little walk with me. Take a little walk with me.
Logan Ramp, everybody.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Logan, thank you for being part of the family now as a solo artist with us versus a support artist. We appreciate it. When all this gets all cleared over, you got to update our Facebook page where you're going to be playing at, where you're going to be out. We're going to talk to you a little off air about scheduling something for a Thursday night show. We got to see what's available on the calendar for our virtual concerts show. See if we can't get you on that too. So stay doing what you're doing, man. Killer stuff. We love what we hear. You're a young guy. You got a lot of talent. You got a lot of feel. So keep doing it, man. All together, we'll get through this hump, and we can't wait to come back to see you in Nashville live somewhere.
Absolutely.
So it'll be fun. Next week's show, as far as we know, we will be here regardless. But hopefully we'll have some guests.
Hopefully, yes. I have scheduled Laura Swanson and Dallas Remington.
Dallas. And I shouldn't have said that like
Dallas is in Tennessee.
Yeah, Dallas is in Tennessee, yes.
Yeah.
So that's good. So we'll check that check out that show. So we'll be two good artists next week, barring anything crazy. So hopefully we'll get them both on the show. So
If not, you're stuck with Mark and I.
Yeah, and boy, you don't want that to happen. So get this thing over with fast. So we're going to go ahead and give it a nice shout out to everybody else. We want to say hey to Lisa T down there at Florence, Alabama. Thank you for putting on our show down there. We want to thank Chris at heatfmradio.com. Check out the show tomorrow. Ace's Grinder House show starting at 7 Nashville time in the morning. And then at 9, we'll hear the vinyl show. I'm not sure which vinyl show is going to be on tomorrow, but I'll pick that tonight before I go home. Woo, but that'll be on tomorrow. So check that out tomorrow, 9 o'clock, on heatfmradio.com. And then you can check us back here on our Facebook page, find out what's going on throughout the week. And for Brian, the IT guru, Rebecca, the Velvet One, the Hillbilly Heartthrob, Mr. Logan Ramp, our guest tonight, and I am Mark, the DJ Doctor. We'll see you at the next Midnight Madness show. Y'all take care.